There can actually be good new launches, right? So the question is, should you buy a new launch or a resale? How can you make a wise decision? Hi everyone, this is Nicole Chan. So I was scrolling through Reddit the other day and I chanced upon this Reddit thread of a resale condo versus new launch condos. Okay, so for resale condo, size is larger, cheaper PSF, facilities more aged but need to renovate. For brand new condo, smaller size, high PSF, brand new facilities, minimal renovation, which is better in terms of comfort and price appreciation. So how I will analyze this is that I will look at the comfort in terms of waiting time lah, entry price, tenure of the property, and also the cash flow. And I also address and look at some factors that will affect the price appreciation between new launch and also resale. Okay, so first of all, right, I will be addressing which is better between resale condo and a new condo in terms of comfort. So let's do a quick comparison. So in new launch, the waiting time is a lot longer, right? While a resale, you can move in immediately lah. So it's a lot shorter. And you can see the real thing and also check out the layout physically. While for new condo, you need a bit of imagination lah, huh?
Imagination.
Mm. And for entry price wise, for brand new condo, PSF tends to be higher than resale condo in the existing market lah. Right. But another thing you need to think about is that, you are buying close to the developer's price. So the entry price tends to be lower compared to the resale ones when the first owners have already profited already. Mm. Okay, now looking at the tenure, for a 99-year leasehold condo, a new condo will have the full lease of 99 years, and the old condo will have a shorter tenure. Okay, so what about the cash flow? So for new launch, we are looking at a progressive payment scheme. Okay, so let's give an example. I'm looking at a property purchase price of 1.5 million and the interest rate is 3% because that's like the interest rates now from banks lah. Okay, so how this progressive payment works, right, is that your uh bank loan will only be disbursed when a certain stage has been completed by the developer, and also your monthly repayment will differ based on the stage of the completion of the property by the developer lah. So like for example, when a foundation is built, you have to pay $316 for your monthly repayment. And then when a framework is being built, you have to pay 949. When the wall is being built, then after that you have to pay 1,265, so on and so forth for the ceiling, door and window, car park. And also when you attain your TOP, which is your temporary occupation permit, and also your CSC, which is your certificate of statutory completion lah. Yeah. Okay, so what I did is that looking at the cash flow of 3.5 years, which is say around when the car park has been completed, right? So in 3.5 years time, I sum up all the principal and so interest payment lah, and we are looking at 31,515 for interest and also 21,000, around 21,000 for the repayments, right? Okay, so how does this differ for a resale condo for 3.5 years? So using the same example, 1.5 million property, and we are using interest rate of around 3%. So for resale wise, you actually have to start paying your 4,700 of your monthly repayment mortgage upfront, right? So we're looking at the total interest for 3.5 years. So I use an average of around 2,700 of interest and also around 2,000 for principal lah, looking at this 21st month because I'm taking the average mah. So I use this looking at the interest first. I'm using 2,700 thereabouts times 42 months because we're looking at 3.5 years. So we are looking at a 113,000 in interest, and also for repayment wise, we're looking at around 85,000 in repayments, right? So comparing these your monthly repayment for resale and also your new launch condo, right? We are looking at lesser interest and lesser repayments if we were to buy your new launch compared to your resale. How much does this translate to? How much savings does this translate to for your first 3.5 years, right? In terms of your cash flow. So for your new launch, right, I added up your repayment interest, and also for maintenance fee, you don't need to pay because the building haven't finished built yet, right? And then property tax is actually you don't need to pay lah. And then for renovation, you don't need to pay so much, around 20K, because it's like a new development. So it adds up to around 73,000. So now looking at a resale, and you are planning to stay there. For your repayment, we're looking at around 85,000. For your total interest, we're looking at around 113,000. So for your maintenance fee, I assume around 400 a month lah. Yeah, so that amounts to like 16,000. And for property tax, I assume that your AV, like your monthly rental, is around 4K per month, and AV is around 48,000, using 4K multiplied by 12. And so your tax, right, you're looking at around 7,000, around 8,000 lah. For that period of 3.5 years, right? So and then your renovation might be a bit more, 100,000, because it's a resale property, so you have to pay more for your renovation. So you look at the total cost for your resale, we're looking at 323,000, right? So how much does this translate to? Yeah, how much savings does this translate to? Is around say around 200,000. Yeah, for the first 3.5 years. Okay, so for the first 3.5 years while waiting for your new launch, right, you're paying a lesser interest. But also do note that you might have to rent a place while waiting for your condo to finish building. So it might be a smart move to delay your mortgage payments, because now interest rates are quite still quite high, but it's decreasing, since we can only use floating rates for new launch. Yeah, so you gotta outweigh between your interest cost and also your rental cost, etc. Okay, so for a resale condo, you will have to pay the mortgage upfront. So I do have clients telling me that, I getting a resale, yeah, sure. In comparison to a new launch, I have to pay more cost upfront. But I am, say I want to rent it out, I'm getting my rental income, so that will kind of help me with my cash flow. Will it still be worth it? Will it still be worth buying a resale and rent it out in comparison to a new launch in terms of the cash flow? For this, I think this video is getting a bit long, so I think we can I'll probably share it in another video, or you can kind of contact me if you're an investor and looking to um think about buying a new launch, or maybe getting a resale to rent it out. Okay, so now moving on, let's take a look at the appreciation potential for both resale and new launch. So someone asked me in my one of my previous videos, right? Does Black Swan events actually increase prices? So, events like COVID did increase prices, but I would say that it increased the prices of both a resale and new launch as well, lah, right? So, like for example, during COVID period, there were delay in constructions, and there were like lesser supply. And at the same time, demand wise, the interest rates were lower during the COVID period. So, lesser supply, higher demand. So, the prices did increase at that period of time during COVID, lah. So but I would say that incident would kind of affect both resale and also new launch properties. So now looking at the 10-year trend, right, we see that new launch condos have appreciated more compared to the resale condo. So I'll just give an example, looking at High Park Residences at the Sengkang area, right? So, High Park Residences being like a newer launch, it actually appreciated more of around 500 500 PSF from 2015 to 2023, while for Compass Heights, which is like a older resale unit, actually, only increased around 300 400 in PSF, right? So, actually zooming in, we can actually see that the gap between resale and also new launch actually narrowing. So given a smaller gap, would you rather buy a new or old condo? So that will be for you to ponder. Okay, so what might be some reasons that contribute to the appreciation in prices for both new launch and also resale? So like I shared just now, Black Swan events like COVID will actually impact lah. And but why is it that new launch is actually appreciating more than resale? So one factor is called the developer staging. So, for example, when we are looking at new launch, the lower PSF ones, like maybe the lower floor units, will get snatched up faster, and then we will see gradually the higher PSF ones will slowly get sold lah. Developer kind of increasing the prices along the way. So this one we will see that the developers is actually staging the increase in the prices. Okay. Okay, so another factor that will cause new launch prices to appreciate more than resale properties is this thing called the TOP effect. So TOP effect is a one-time advantage whereby all the buyers in the development will collectively expect this increase in price upon TOP, which will drive the price of the development upwards. Okay, so I have come to the end of my video. If you're thinking between resale and new launch condos and unsure what to pick as an investment unit, feel free to ask me in the comment section below or contact my WhatsApp. So please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next analysis. Bye bye.